guys, how's it going? It's Zahait here, and we're back with a brand new episode of Techtonica. And in the last episode, well, we did one more upgrade to Victor. We powered up the freight elevator way over yonder. We opened up a few doors, got some new tech, started making some some stack inserters. But what I want to actually start working on today is upgrading our base. So I'm going to come over here. I don't know exactly how I want to set this up yet, but I know in the last episode we talked about it. I want to start making all of these, start mass producing them, and I would like to get to a point where I have a full green belt full whenever I need of each of those resources. So we're gonna take a look here and see what that is going to require. I've still been playing with the idea of, do I want to do that, or do I want to just go straight to the next tier and ship the ingots? I think it's probably easier to make the materials and ship it. You can transport more stuff that way. So I think we're gonna do that. We'll see how it goes, but the first thing I kind of need to do is figure out how many of these things I can get put on one belt to fully fill it. So we're gonna see how this works. Do I have Mark II smelters? I have some. So that is good. Where do I want to put these? I'll put them instead of stairs. How about that? Okay, so let's see. How many of these can I put on one belt? Should I make a storage? I don't think I need a storage, right? It's probably a little bit overkill. Now the question I have is one stack inserter enough to keep up? I do not think so. No, it's filling up. So we're gonna need 2 stack inserters for every one of these at the bare minimum. I don't even know if 2 is going to be enough. Let's see if, can that keep up? This doesn't even have power. Okay, let's try it now. Does that keep up? For the most part, I think it does, but then we filled up the belt. So anyway, there's that. 2 should be able to keep up. Now I don't know how many of these I require per belt. You know what? Let's start with 1 and just see how we do. We're going to need a bunch of furnaces, and I'm still trying to figure out how this works. You know what? Let's just lay this out here for now and see how many furnaces.
You've got a nice little batch of smelters going now, Breaker. Don't stop.
How many furnaces it takes. These take fuel. Oh, they still take fuel. So I am going to have to bring fuel here. I thought maybe these other ones would not require fuel, but it turns out that they do. So that's a bit of a pain. Let's go get some fuel just to see how this thing works, and then we can figure out how many belts, how many furnaces we need per belt. How do I get up there? Here we go. We can figure out how many furnaces we need per belt and how many smelters we need per furnace, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got some fuel. Let's see. Can I take only half of that, put it in there? And we'll take half of that, put it in there. Good enough for now. Now, let's see. Can I don't know if 1 fast inserter will be able to keep up. It definitely will not. Let's go with the stack and see if that'll keep up. Looks like 1 stack inserter will keep up nicely. Okay, now the problem is that is not smelting enough, but it is putting in fast enough, so that is good, which means we need an extra one. Okay, so 2 is not keeping up with a full belt. 3 kind of is, but we're not actually putting out fast enough, so I gotta recheck that. Okay, let's see. Does 3 keep up with a full belt? It looks like it does. These guys aren't quite filling this belt, though. There's like a little small space in there, which is super annoying. Which means I think I'm gonna need to do that silly thing where I merge belts together again. And I should have probably done it there instead. Does that help or make it worse? I don't know if it's actually helping. Well, maybe it is. It is sneaking them in there every once in a while. So it looks like we're mostly keeping up with 3 furnaces. I think a 4th one would be just too much. We definitely don't need 4. I don't know if this guy's ever gonna get... Oh, I'm not outputting either, is kind of the other bad thing. Is 4 decent? This guy's not really getting much. But he is getting some. Okay, so maybe 4 is the right number then. It looks like just enough is coming to keep this thing going. So we need 2 miners to 4 furnaces, it looks like. And that is going to work out just fine. And then we're going to need 4 belts, 4 of these guys extracting. Yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Hopefully that actually checks out. And we can start to expand our base. Okay, so far we have 2, 4, 6 belts of copper, and I got tons of room to get more, but for now I think that is enough. That is way more than what we're gonna need, I think, for the time being. Now what I need to do is get a whole series of smelters going. Yeah, we're gonna need a whole bunch of smelters. So I'm just gonna clean off some room here, and it's 4 per belt. I only got 19 smelters right now. How did I go down right there? That's weird. So yeah, I've only got 19 right now, so I think I'm just gonna start with 1 belt of copper, perhaps, maybe 2 max. Yeah, let's go with 1. And then that's gonna leave us some extras for, because we got to set up the iron as well and get that all going. I'm also gonna need to go get some more fuel. I guess I could just start pumping bio bricks down this way. We've already got the 1 area set up for the bio bricks. Like, they should be coming right down to here. So it's not a big deal for me to run a fuel belt for now. I think, yeah, it's fine. It's right here. We got 2 sticks on it even. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. We're gonna run it down over there somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this. Let's go input on this side, and output can be on the other side. I don't know, just because we can. So let's run this down. Gonna fuel up all of the furnaces and get a little spot set up there to start smelting. So the next thing we gotta do is get a big platform here. I think I'm going to run the smelters this way, and we can set up... we can actually set up a bunch of them. So let's see. If I use stack inserters to go in, for the first belt, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. And that'll be our first belt of copper. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit more foundations. And while I'm here, let's just get this blob out of the way. Okay, that looks good. I like it so far. Okay, so then that is going to just die into here. We don't need it anymore. So the next one can come over and go down, and then it will start feeding 4 more. Oh, that is going to be the best. Okay, so there we go. Now we can start putting this stuff in. And then we're going to need fuel going in, which will have to come on a belt this way. And let's stop it. How am I going to do this? We can... Yeah. We can... Nope, not there. We can go like this and like that, and that will be our fuel belt. Then the output will go this way. Okay, so this will be our smelted copper ingots. And we're gonna have to start doing stuff with those, but that's not a problem just yet. I'm gonna need more room. We're gonna need so much room, but let's get this going first. I'm already out of stack inserters. That feels bad. At least we had enough to finish this. And then the long inserters are going to go this way. Hopefully that works like that. I think it should. Okay, and then we will run our fuel belt. I just got to connect that into here somehow. How do I want to do this? I'm not sure yet. I think I should run it down nice and tight to this factory if I can. So we'll come over here. Whoa, okay, hang on a minute. I don't want to go into the void. We'll keep it nice and tight like that for now. If I have to move it later, then we'll move it, but I think that is good enough. Is that gonna connect? Not yet. If I go like this, it will. Okay, there we go. So that is going to start fueling up our copper belt. And now we are going to start making copper. Now the other thing is, because it uses a full belt with 4 smelters, I think it's using a full belt for 4 smelters. Like 3.5 smelters. I technically could split this off. Like what we need to do is smelt 2 full belts at once, because smelting 2 full belts will give us 1 full belt of copper, because it's a 2-to-1 ratio, I believe. 1 ingot, I think 2 nuggets turns into 1 ingot, if I remember correctly. Yes. So we need to smelt 2 full belts to get 1 full belt, which is fine. I'm just gonna need 4 more furnaces. And you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it right now. I'm gonna have to go back and get some more stack inserters, but there we go. That is going to be our full belt of copper ingots coming out. That is going to be awesome. Let me go get some stack inserters. We can finish pumping that thing together, and then we can start working on our iron setup. Okay, there we go. We got 1 set of furnaces done. So I think what I could probably do with the next set, maybe we put another floor on instead of just extending this forever. Maybe we just go 3 high. Although I'm assuming these have the same like weird restrictions. Actually, no, these don't take power. So we could probably put a floor like right on top of these guys. And nothing bad will happen. Oh, what the heck happened here? That wasn't supposed to be like that. There we go. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind that one bit. The only problem is this belt is a little bit too low right now, but that's okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so we can run another row of furnaces up here after, but let's start working with this belt that we've got of copper. And let's see, I can get rid of this guy. I guess I should probably set up the rest of these miners wherever they'll fit. And see how many belts of iron we can get out of here. It's going to be a similar setup to the copper. Let's do that real quick.
Breaker, you've built enough conveyor belts to mesmerize the best of us. If I could get dizzy in here, I would be falling over. Well done.
I guess that means I have built a lot of belts. So I'm just trying to finish up connecting all of our iron to the rest of my factory here, and it's getting kind of sloppy. But it's working out okay. We're up to 4 belts of iron here. Maybe? Come on. There we go. Okay, so we got 4 belts of iron. And it looks like we're gonna have quite a few more. I see 1, 2, 3, 4.5 more belts. Kind of a weird thing. Maybe we just get rid of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 more belts, which means we'll be able to build 4 full belts of iron once we get this whole system up and running. Oh my gosh, that is going to be a lot of iron, but let's get the rest of these plugged in here. I might just start doing 2 rows. Whoa! Just to save on a little bit of height room, but let's see if we can finish this off real quick. Okay, there we go. We got 8 belts ready to go here. I have enough smelters to get started on the old smelting process. So let's see here. We're gonna need 8 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's 8. It's probably like 7 more realistically, but 8 is fine. We can work with 8. So let's get this set up. Not like that. Let's get this set up like this. There we go. So that is going to be our bottom 2 rows of belts. They are going to get smelted together to make one nice full belt of iron for us. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so there's our first belt. I'm going to need some fuel, obviously, or this isn't going to work. Oh, spaghetti-o. What did I do? There we go. That should work. We can put the fuel in like so. And then we just gotta grab some fuel. Let's grab it from here. I don't know what we're gonna do with this copper just yet. I don't know where we're gonna start fabricating our stuff. There we go. So that is going to make us a full belt of iron. Now we got a full belt of iron. We got a full belt of copper. Did I insert? Yes, I did. Okay, so that's going to start working. Full belt of iron, full belt of copper. And I guess to start with, I probably need more room. You know what? I think I'm going to need more room. So let's mine out some more area, shall we? Okay, I got this huge area. I mean, it probably could be bigger, but let's just start with this for now. And I want to get some flooring laid out. And I also would like probably a few lights. And maybe just finish this off here. Okay, I'm gonna put down some lights just so I can see a little bit better, and then we're probably gonna want to move them once we know what this is actually gonna look like. So the first thing, I guess we're making a belt of iron here. I probably want to use it immediately and get a whole series of these guys plunked down and get them making one of the iron resources. I don't know which one we want to start with. Maybe just gears. Straight up gears, 1-to-1, and I would like to make a full belt of gears, I think, because there's a lot of stuff that use gears. So I don't know what the ratio is to number of these things. Does it tell me the crafting speed? 0.3 seconds. Okay, so it's pretty fast. Now let's see. maybe we can just start with a few. We'll get them all set up, actually. This is probably a good idea. We'll get them all set up here. And then I'll just keep adding them until they stop working. Let's see. I need a chest for this to work. And we'll go like that. We'll make sure that we have... Whoops. We'll make sure we have all of the throughput we'll ever need. There we go. And I'm assuming... Oh, I was gonna say I'm assuming fast inserters are enough, but I don't have any fast inserters right now because I used them all to make stack inserters. So what if we just use 2 of these guys per one? Is that gonna be fast enough? Yeah, it looks like it'll keep up for now until we upgrade these things. So let's do something like that. And is it 1 to 2? Something like this, I think, will start to work for us here. That's definitely not enough. Let's keep going. Well, that's looking pretty close. I think we could squeeze in a couple more assemblers. I just don't have room. I didn't think this all the way through. I should have put this on the other side. Like this. So I could actually do this properly. So let's just fix that really quick. And we will come around like this. Break all of that stuff. And I think we're gonna need a couple more assemblers to get this working properly. So let's try 2 more for now. And see how this does. There we go. We need gears. We need gears. And those go like so. How are we looking here? I think that's doing it. This belt should never stop. It's still stopping. We need more. Okay, I've got, how many do I have here? 2, 4, 6. I've got 8 gear machines working, and I had to do 2 of these little long inserter doohickeys just to get the compression. And I think, I mean, there's still a few gaps every once in a while, and I don't know how to get rid of them. I think it just is going to be what it's going to be at this point. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot else we can do about it. But that's close enough. I mean, we're basically compressing a full belt. So, there we go. That is our gear setup going forward. All done. And now, I don't know if I want to use the same iron. I could branch off and use the same iron on another setup to make another material, or what is that? Oh, I think I'm digging into the starting area. I am. Ooh, that's not good. That is not good. Okay, so I want to make another layer here. We've already got gears. I should be able to start making the next thing. Let's see. I gotta take a look at what it is even. Let's put this down for now. Hopefully that doesn't screw up any of the power situations. It looks fine. I can't get up there. Come on. There we go. So the next thing we want to make is probably these things. And it's a 4-to-1 ratio. So we're not going to get a full belt on that one for sure. But we can set it up to use a full belt. And then we would get a 1/4 of a belt out of it. That's not bad. And we've got enough furnaces here. I think I want to set up a couple more furnace setups just to have the resources. We've got enough We got enough furnaces here for 4 more furnace setups like this. And we only need 3 to finish off our iron. And then I guess we could do 1 extra for the copper while we're at it. Okay, we've got 3 tiers going. Why is this not working? Did I put the thing in the wrong spot? Is it facing the wrong way? Why? Oh, no, it's working. Okay. It looks like we're not quite filling a belt with 2 miners, but it's close enough. I think it's fine. If I wanted to, I could like start like balancing belts, get some mergers going and some belt balancing happening, but I think that is fine. We've set up this thing here, making us iron frames, whatever these things are called. Iron frames, I think. So we've got that going. And now what I want to do, I've started making a 3rd belt of iron here. I want to start taking this iron and mixing it with some copper to make us these mechanical parts. It takes iron and copper to do that. And I also want to start taking copper and making 2 of these guys. So I think what I want to do is maybe clean off a spot right back behind here. Whoops. Let's go... Why can't I take this? There we go. Let's go this way. And I'll basically do the exact same thing that I'm doing here. I'll have 1 for copper wire, 1 for copper parts, copper components. And then we're going to need 1 extra spot to merge the 2 things together. And is that all of them? Making that. We're about to make both of those. Oh, there's also this copper wire one, which is equivalent to the copper components, basically. I didn't realize there was 2 different parts of copper required. Okay, so there's 2 single pieces of copper. Well, 3. 3 that just use copper, 2 that just use iron, and 1 that use both. So we're gonna have to expand this a little bit. I only have enough copper here to make 3 full belts of copper, so we're gonna have to share 1 somewhere. Maybe the wire and the copper components can share 1 because they don't use as much. Something like that maybe, and then the mechanical components can have a full belt, and so can the copper frames. Maybe we'll do something like that. Later on, if I need an extra belt of copper, we will get an extra belt of copper. Alright, there we go. The copper is set up. I've run out of stack inserters again, so I gotta go get some more stack inserters. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here just to clean things up a touch. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. We're going to get some more stack inserters, and then I'm going to finish making these 3 belts here of copper ingots. And then we can start setting up our assembly for the copper components and all this other fun stuff. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, guys, so I started laying out the copper area here. I still need more fast inserters, sadly, but we're starting to make some copper. Oh, I should turn these around now. I think we're at a full belt of copper wire, or mostly. There's like a couple void spaces here, and there's not much I can do about it with the way I got these belts set up. I would have to, I think, push this over here and then have all of these. Here, I'll explain it a little bit better. I think I would have to do something like this. And you know what? I don't care that much. We could do it, but I just don't care right now. So if it becomes an issue, which I don't think it's actually gonna become an issue, but if it does, I mean, we can fix it. It's not that big of a deal. I just don't care right now. So we're gonna leave it like that. I need to go get more foundations. I need to get more fast inserters or stack inserters. And I have started my output bus here. It's gonna be epic. So we have 3 resources done, 3 out of 6. We're halfway there. And I've used up 1 out of the 3 copper belts. The thing with these guys is they only use 1 resource and they make 8 wires. So I might be able to pull that extra belt of copper that I needed from here, I think. That's probably a good way to do it, just because we're gonna have so much of it. I don't need it all. So that is probably what we're gonna do. I'm gonna feed that down there, and then the extra, whatever makes it to the end, is gonna go up, and it's going to turn into copper, nope, mechanical parts. It's gonna turn into mechanical parts. I don't know where that's actually gonna happen yet, but we'll figure it out.
I like seeing this many assemblers, Breaker, but you can do even better. Step to it.
I'm working on it. Okay, so I think we're going to make copper components next. Yeah, I think we're gonna make copper components next. So I'm gonna set all of these to be copper components. Hopefully I'm getting them all. It's tough to know. Oh, almost missed it. Copper components. Come on. Why can't I activate this one? Oh no. Oh no. The thing with the factories getting really big like this is it's hard to get up sometimes, and I should have stairs, but I don't have stairs yet, so it's kind of a thing. Now these take, oh, they only take 0.6 seconds to craft, so I probably don't need this many, but we'll start with it for now and we'll see how many we actually need. Okay, I'll get a chest going. And I like having a little buffer at the end of each of these, just because it helps me figure out how many I need, and then also later we have extra capacity through our system. When we're not using a certain resource, we'll be building up a supply of it, and when we do need it, we will have a whole bunch. Also, if I need them in bulk, like for repairing something, I can just come over here and grab it, and it'll be easy peasy, so that's awesome. So these make 3 at a time? Or they make 2 at a time, but it's probably making 2 recipes, right? How are we looking? I don't want to add too many if I don't have to. It looks like we need 1 more. Actually, that looks like... no. I think we're gonna need at least 1 more. I know I could do some math, but I still don't know how fast the belts actually are. And it just seems easier to just keep adding until there's no more gaps in the belt. At least at this point. At some point, I probably should just do a bunch of testing and find out what these things actually hold. But that's looking pretty good to me. I think that's looking great. So we'll get rid of those guys. And that means we can... Do I get rid of this, or do I just leave it? I should get rid of this. And move it a little bit closer, because there's no point going all the way over there. And I think... Should I get rid of this belt? I think we can use it somewhere else, actually. Maybe combining this one and the one below to make the copper frames is a good idea. I don't know. The copper frames take a lot, don't they? 4 to 1. Maybe it is better to do this. We'll make mechanical components out of the spares, and I'll send a full belt to make the copper frames. So let me just really quickly reset up this belt. This will be our output. And we'll also have outputs like this. Okay. And you know what I should be doing? Is I should, I think, be making this part where I make a full belt. You know what I mean? I think this part should be the part that actually does the good stuff. Oh no, that's not gonna work. Oh, it is gonna work. Except... Are these backwards? There we go. Okay, so that should be making a full belt now, I imagine, with no gaps, hopefully. We'll have to see how that goes. Now we want this to come up here somewhere, not there. Here? Yes. And you're gonna come over this way. And you know what? Actually, this is fine. Can I zoop all over the place here? I don't think I can. This is gonna be gross. Let's just follow this one. It makes it easier. Now, where do I want to make mechanical components? I'm gonna need a room, a space. Maybe I could go, you know what? Let's go above. Let's go above the iron area. And for the simple fact of, I already have iron right here. I can wrap it around and we can send it backwards, or I can just, you know what? It's probably even better. I can just break this and we can send it up a floor before we even do anything with it. And then the next floor over there, up there, can be for the copper frames. So we'll have 3 and 3, and this thing will be all balanced out and looking nice and neat. And oh my god, I can hardly wait. Let's get that floor set up. I have 4,000 frames and I'm ready to go. Let's do this. Okay, so I actually made the third platform a little bit longer than the other ones because I had that area over top of the smelters that I wasn't using anymore. And I also think we're gonna need more room because it requires 2 inputs for each one of these mechanical frames. So I don't know how I want to do this just yet. I might have to make this platform one more wider. Because we need an input and an output on each of these. And I'm not sure how I want to do it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we do something like what we were doing with the farms. And I just leave one space in between for the output belts. And then that might work out okay. So I'll run the copper on the back, like so. And then we can run the iron on the front, like so. It is just copper and iron, right? Let's make sure. Yeah. Okay, so just copper and iron. And then the output can just come out of these things, go up into here, and head out this way. That seems fine. I don't mind that. That actually seems really nice. Let's do that. Okay, guys, so we got the whole row done up there. I don't know if my ratios are right, but what we have to work on now is getting this copper and that copper up to the top, and I think I want to run it up over here somewhere because it'll be just a little bit neater. I'm not using any of this tile over here, so we can get rid of that. And I think what I want to do is just stair up right over here somewhere. The building in this game can be a little bit janky, especially when you're trying to build in the air like this. But it's fine. We'll get there. Okay, so let me just finish these stairs, and then let's see how our factory is working. We're pretty much done all the tier 1 stuff, which is awesome. We got the copper plumbed in up top here, and then it goes up and over the outputs for the copper frames, comes over this way, goes over there, and this part, oh gosh, we're gonna need some stairs. We just really need some stairs. Let's see here. I know I have some. Let's put them instead of the cables because we don't need cables right now. And there we go. At least now we can get back up into our factory. Okay, so I don't know if we're making a full belt. We're definitely not. The only other thing is I'm not sure. No, I've got fast inserters coming out right now, and They do seem to be keeping up. Yeah, we don't need stack inserters, so that's fine. I mean, we're not making a full belt, but it's close-ish. I could add more assemblers. If I have to add more, though, I want to go this way, because the other way, I didn't really leave myself any room. So if I was going to add more, we'd have to go deeper this way, which is fine. We can definitely do it. It's not hard to expand this. That is not a problem. But guys, we've got all 6 of the tier 1 resources done, and they're not quite plumbed into my hub yet, but let's see. I think I lined that up okay. Yeah, that should just rip right in there, and then these guys come over, go up, and then you know what, let's go back one so that it's a little bit tighter. I think, come on, get up there, come on. And then is that as tight as it'll go? I guess that's as tight as it'll go. Okay, well, anyway, there we go. Our 6 starting resources are fully automated, ready to go. We got buffer chests, I think, on all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have them on all of them. Maybe I'm missing one somewhere. I think there's 2 over there. I don't know. I think there is. But there it is, our 6 starting resources. In the next episode, I guess we start heading down the rabbit hole here. I don't know if I should start working on plants. Probably plants, because everything's going to start taking plant fiber and shiverthorn stuff and all of that. So maybe it's time to start a plant factory. And now that we have a way to get rid of limestone, maybe it's not so bad. Although I didn't really leave a space here. I didn't really leave a space here to get rid of limestone, which kind of is not that great. So I might have to dig another hole. We can ship all of our limestone down here, and we can just mix it off with the iron, potentially, or copper, whichever one. And we can make more iron ore just to get rid of the limestone so that we don't have to deal with it. But we'll figure that out in the next episode. Guys, I hope you're liking the series so far. If you are, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up on my video, subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and I will see you next time.